Hello students, today we are going to learn a new topic of your English grammar, that is transformation of sentences. Now what is a transformation or transform means to change, and as we know there are different kinds of sentence like assertive sentence, affirmative sentence, interrogative sentence and exclamatory sentence, etc. So all these things we have studied in our previous classes. Now in this video we are going to learn how to change a sentence without changing the meaning of it, and we will be discussing the interchange of an affirmative sentence and negative sentence, then assertive and exclamatory sentences, interrogative and assertive sentences, and a sentence containing of adverb to. The first and foremost we go with the affirmative and negative sentences. Now what is an affirmative sentence? A sentence is a positive sentence, a sentence of a positive sentence, and a negative sentence, as you know, is a negation or a sentence having the words is like no, not, never, nothing, nobody, etc. Here the transformation can be done by changing the verb or adjectives or adverb or using the opposite words. Here we have an example like here, Sita loves Ram, and as you know the verb is here loves, and we don't have any helping verb here, but we have a verb that is loves. So, and it is a fifth form of the verb loves. So in order to make this affirmative sentence into negative sentence, we change into Sita does not love Ram. Now why did we use the does as a helping verb? Because the verb loves is in the plural form of the verb, and we have the subject as a singular. If the subject was in the plural, we use as a do as a helping verb. The second example is a giraffe is taller than an elephant. It is an affirmative comparative sentence. Now here, which is an adjective for here for us, it's the taller. The word taller is an adjective for us, and we change into negative sentence by using like this: an elephant is not as tall as a giraffe. Now, as we already told that we can change the affirmative sentence into negative sentence even using the opposite word. The example is here: the knife is sharp, and we know the opposite word of sharp is blunt. So we use like this: the knife is not blunt. And another example is he went to market. Here the sentence is in the past form of the verb, and we do not have any helping verb here, so therefore we look for the form of the verb that is in past tense. So therefore we use the past form of the helping verb, that is did. He did not go to market. And always remember that a negative words will be used next to the helping verb. As we have seen here, the knife is not blunt. We have used the negative word not after the helping verb. Here in the next example, he did not go to market. In that also we have used the negative word not after the helping verb. Now we go with the interchange of assertive sentence to exclamatory sentence. Now what is an exclamatory sentence? A sentence having the strong feeling. And we use the exclamatory sentence the words like how, what, oh, etc. Alas, hooray, all these things. And what is an assertive sentence? An assertive sentence is a sentence having the facts, state, belief, etc. Now here the example is you are very slow. The sentence is in the assertive sentence, it is in the assertive form, and we have to make into exclamatory sentence. So therefore we have used the word how. The exclamatory opening word is how slow you are. And as we know, the exclamatory sentence always have an exclamation mark, and we end up this sentence by using the exclamation mark. The next example is here. It was very marvelous sight. So we changed into exclamatory by using oh, what a marvelous sight it was, and ended up with the exclamation mark. Now this third example is here. I wish I had met you 10 years ago. Oh, I had met you 10 years ago. So in this rule, changing of assertive and exclamatory, we should remember that the word how we use for an adjective and the word what we use for a noun. Now we go with the interchange of interrogative and assertive sentences. Now what is an interrogative sentence? As you know that interrogative sentences are the question sentence, a sentence ended with a question mark. The examples are here. Who would like to be rich? The question, the sentence is in the question, interrogative sentence. Who would like to be rich? And we have to make an assertive, as we said, assertive sentence are a state or belief or a fact. Everyone would like to be rich. Everyone would like to be rich. And the second example here, isn't this the house that we are going to buy? This sentence also is an interrogative sentence, and we have to change into assertive sentence. We make it like this. This is the house that we are going to buy. The third example is that, did we not ask the warden's permission? And we interchange this interrogative sentence into assertive sentence by using we asked the warden's permission. So these are the ways we can change interrogative sentence to assertive sentence. Now we are going to discuss the sentences containing the adverb to. The example here, she is too tired to walk, and the answer is she is so tired that she cannot walk. Here we always remember that when we use adverb to, we use the conjunction so that in order to make another word, another sentence. Here we follow the rule of if the sentence containing to and to is in the affirmative, the sentence containing so that will be in the negative. That is the example for the first sentence. Second examples are for example for this, like she is too tired to walk, and the answer is she is so tired that she cannot walk. We have used the negative. And the next example is, that hill is too steep for me to climb. Here we have changed the sentence having the adverb to by using that hill is so steep that I cannot climb it. The vice versa, when we have the conjunction so that, we change into adverb to, like I am so poor that I cannot help you, and we change into I am too poor to help you. Then the example here, the mango is so unripe that it cannot be eaten, and we make it to make by using the adverb to. The mango is too unripe to be eaten. So these are the things we should remember when we learn the chapter number 17. Okay, now we have to you have in your syllabus some more lessons to add, like in the chapter number 22 idioms you have to learn from 23 to 33. Then the chapter 23 words liable to be confused and misused, that numbers from 21 to 30, and the chapter 25 synonyms and antonyms, that from numbers 31 to 40 you have to include in your syllabus. Thank you.